Sammy Baugh, though 36 years old and with 15 seasons of full competition behind him, gives no signs of nearing the end of his amazing career.
Art Monk is now number one, the most prolific pass receiver in the National Football League's history. Touchdown, Washington Redskins.
This is Harry Hog Football, the original Redskins fans podcast. On today's show, we talk about the game between the Washington Redskins and the Minnesota Vikings, and how the Redskins love to play with the lead. This and much, much more, live with Aaron, Josh, and John. Yo, what's up, guys?
Yo, what's happening?
Excellent.
Welcome, everybody. Harry Hog Football, episode number 418. We'd like to give a shout-out to our benevolent sponsor, Desmond C. Lee.
Long time.
Thank you, sir.
You may reach him at Desmond C. Lee at Desmond C. Lee 2. Sorry.
Because Desmond C. Lee 1.
Was already taken.
Or act.
Or hack.
Anyway,
That's
dudes. Sorry about the last podcast. It was pretty difficult to try to get us together due to things beyond our control. But I did get that short little podcast in, which I thought was pretty good. Did you guys get a chance to listen to it?
Yeah. Hey, by the way, it says our stream is offline. It says we're live, but our stream is offline, so I don't know what that means.
You might have to refresh your page, Josh.
All right, I'll do it.
I hope we're live. If not, everyone's going to be getting this podcast not live. But yes, we are trying to do our podcasts
Here we go.
on video on YouTube, and you can go on there and chat with us. So like right now, Josh just tweeted out we're going live. So you pretty much have to drop everything you're doing and go
Right
online,
now.
and hopefully you're not doing anything important, and go listen to us. And
That's right.
you know, if not, it'll be up. The podcast will be up on YouTube after the fact. If you search for Harry Hog Football on there, you can find it.
After the fact.
Or you can still continue to listen to it in your normal way via any way you get your podcasts.
Tonight's episode of Harry Hog is brought to you by Harry Bow Twin Snakes. Because everybody needs a twin snake.
Because
Harry Bow.
Because
When you're listening to Harry Hog.
dude,
When
because
you're looking at your snake, it's always good to find another one.
dude, you know what? You want to know what's hilarious?
Actually, when there's only two, never mind.
Dude, that bag you held up was green, and it was totally getting green screened out on the feed.
Oh,
These look wrong. I don't know what these are. These like twin snakes look.
They're Redskins colors.
Oh,
those,
these
yeah.
full and goldish looking. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. I know. Today there was a what would you call it? What would you call that if you're watching a show like all day long on TV and the same show is on over?
Marathon?
Marathon.
A marathon of Archer.
Oh, I love Archer.
Archer.
And your twin snakes just reminded me about I don't know 6 or 7 jokes from the many hours that Archer was on as I was laying in my lounge chair or passing left or right through the building doing massively important things like laundry.
Dude,
Yeah.
I'm just glad that
Stuff
you're
like
able
that.
to do your laundry.
I know, me
Dude,
too. Man.
I am too.
I do have a question about these twin snakes, though.
Dude, hold the bag up again because the green screen's hilarious. It just
I have
says
a question
Haribo
about-
Twin Snakes, and that's all it says.
So look at this. Twin snakes. Here's
Oh,
the
man.
deal. Do you see the varieties? What made them think that this variety, right? Where is it? This one, right here. Right here. Black currant is the best variety for Haribo twin snakes.
I love
What?
European stuff with black currant because we never have that over here. And they put
crazy.
that on everything over there.
It's from
It's
like
black
Turkey
currant.
or
Gotta
somewhere.
have the black currant.
Is it from Turkey? Dude, Josh, in the last 5 years, I've yet to see you when you didn't have a bag of gummies something nearby.
Dude, gummies, they're like my Samson. They like keep me going. Gummies.
Your
Take away my
Samson.
gummies.
They're your Samson?
Or-
through your sand. Are we going to talk about football?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we won.
Twin
Dude.
snakes.
It was a great game. We were up 14-0, and all of us were starting to think, hey, we're actually going to win a game like running away in this one.
No,
this is going to be great. And then in like 9 minutes, we're down 20-14.
Dude, you know I didn't think that. I said we weren't going to be able to play with the lead.
I know you, but you're extremely negative. You're extremely negative watching games.
Dude, some little animal just crossed around behind you, Aaron.
That's my dog.
I don't think you
What
can
was
see
that?
that on the.
You can't see that on the feed, dude, because I got the green
Oh,
screen
okay.
in. So thanks for
Excellent.
giving it away to the audience. You broke the illusion of me being.
Something's in the
of-
studio with you. I don't
You-
understand what it is.
Dude, you broke
Funny-
the illusion of my head just floating over a football field.
No, here's the coolest thing ever. It's on the feed. Look at this. When I hold up a green M&M, you only see a hole. It's like field
You just see the field.
of M&M.
That's pretty hilarious. You know what's not hilarious? All right. I'm not even gonna get into that yet.
All right, cool.
All right, dude. Seriously, Josh, you both know I'm right. The Redskins cannot play with a lead. We get a lead, and then Sean McVay gets all pass happy and throws on every single down like, oh, we're gonna destroy him now. We got a 2-touchdown lead. We're just gonna pass.
I was going to talk about how you were halfway on your way. I was going to talk about how you were like halfway on your way to being those old dudes that you talk about in the stands that like never cheer about anything. Just sit there and there's touchdowns and they don't cheer, and then there's interceptions and they don't cheer, and they're just like, because they're so over it from like decades of the Redskins not being good.
Well, I'm starting to get that way.
I
Actually,
know, that was my point of talking about you and being negative during the games.
well,
It's like you're already halfway there, like living on a prayer.
dude, do you
You're
know
on the
how
edge,
many?
man.
Do you know how many times we've been let down? I don't like to build up my hopes too much anymore.
You're on the edge.
You're living on the edge.
Dude, I am almost 40.
You are almost 40. By the way,
Like in
your
about
birthday
2
present.
days, dude.
Your birthday present was mailed today. Well, one of them. I have another one right here.
What is it? You're not going to unveil it on the podcast for everyone to see, or is it not appropriate?
I will let you unveil it on the podcast because this one right here, I will give you a hint. Actually, no, I'm not going to give you a hint. You're going to think it's pretty sweet. You're not going to get it on your birthday, though. But what was mailed today, you're totally going to get on your birthday.
Sweet.
I think your kids will think it's pretty funny.
So it's appropriate for them also.
I don't
It's
think
a-
appropriate is the right word, but it's going to be funny.
10-pound bag of twin snakes.
Hey, if I turn my head this way, then it looks like I'm looking at you guys on the podcast.
Dude, check that out.
Which is cool because over on my second monitor over here, I can actually see you. So I can just be like, hey, dudes, how's it going? So, okay.
Green screen.
So, yeah, this is actually cool because now I am looking directly at you, and it looks on the podcast like I'm looking directly at you. All right, back to the game, dudes. Let's get to some of the positive stuff. My dog, Fat Rob, took over as the starting running back because Fumble Fingers, Matt Jones, even though he had
Healthy
that
scratch.
special $2,000 football that beeped when you didn't squeeze it hard enough, didn't help him throughout the offseason.
Did he really have that?
Yeah, dude.
That's
Who
what they
came
give.
up with that idea, man. To make a
Blind people.
$2,000 football that would beep at you.
Dude, I made
blind
up.
people.
I made
I could get
disclaimer.
that for like $20.
Dude, disclaimer. I made up
we
how
have
much it
them
costs.
for blind people for like, I don't know, probably $10.
I
but-
made up the
But
cost.
NFL's gonna pay like $2,000 for it.
Or Dan Snyder, and now he's like listening to this right now because we know he listens every week.
Dude, the $2,000 thing I made up. I just said that for I was exaggerating.
Oh, okay. I'd go for $10.
I was thinking there was some money to be made. Like we could make them for $1,000, and we.
Oh man, they put him in dodgeballs, basketballs, all kinds of balls.
They don't beep. The ones you're talking about don't beep if you don't have enough pressure on them. They just beep so blind people can find them.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But I don't see any blind people carrying them like NFL footballs either. With Matt Jones and his huge arms, I don't understand how he's able to. How does he even fumble?
How does he fumble over goal lines too?
I don't know, dude, but I think Matt Jones' days are limited with the Redskins.
Absolutely, he's dead to me.
Oh, he's done. Gruden's done with him. He put in an undrafted rookie
he
from
put a
Tulane.
green wave in.
From Tulane.
Let's
Green wave.
step back and look at that progression, because we had Alfred Morris, right? And then Matt Jones came in, and then Matt Jones was kind of given the nod, and then Alfred Norris went to that other team, dead to us. And now we have this scenario, and it happens so quickly. It's just like what they say. What does the NFL stand for?
Not for long.
Not for long. That's right. Not for long. Get it
Well-
while you can.
Well, I also want to point this out. Before yesterday, the last time that Fat Rob had run the ball 22 times was in like high school in one game.
I know.
He was probably pretty tired.
And if they would have given it to him 22 times, he would have broke 100 yards, dudes. He was just warming up the bus at the end of that game.
Yep.
Which
He
is
was
what I
being
love
fighting
to see. That dude has such balance. Did you guys notice this? He gets hit and he'll hold the ball tight and he'll spin around and he'll just keep moving forward and like balance and get like 3 or 4 extra yards.
It's good that you mentioned that too, because I was thinking the same thing. Like when you said that, I was like, yeah, you're right. He does have a lot of balance. You can see him. He just keeps himself as straight as possible. Even if he's like dodging and turning, or if he's getting like spun in a pirouette, he's still keeping himself as straight as possible. It's very interesting. It's not a skill you see.
He's got great vision too. That's what I mean. Like and patience. Like you'll watch him, he just knows where to go, what to do. He had 97 yards on the day, 22 carries, right? But and he had that long carry for 21 yards. Remember back in the day when we did this? Because I will say to our listeners who are relatively new to listening, we started this in 2005 to discuss the Redskins and talk about farts. And some people criticized us for that, but oh well.
Still here.
We're still here. And
we don't talk about farts as often, though.
Not so much. Maybe we should bring back a fart episode so we can get another comment on iTunes about how all we ever do is talk about farts.
The funny thing is, those people thought that was a put down. We thought it was great.
We were like,
thought it was hilarious.
The Beavis and Butthead of the Redskins. We're honored. We are totally honored for that comment.
Amazing comment.
Thank you.
No, but what I'm saying is, back then we used to say if Clinton Portis could get 100 yards in a game, the Redskins would win, pretty much. You remember that? You remember talking about that?
Oh yeah,
I definitely do.
Say, if Clinton Portis could get 100 yards, well, I'm ready to say it. I called it. I'm ready to say it right now. Fat Rob, if he can get 100 yards in a game, Redskins will win. Let's look. He had 97 yards on the day. We barely squeaked this one out. We need to get him over 100 yards. The way he runs the ball, we need that 100 yards.
And I think we would have not have barely squeezed it out if when we were up 14-0, McVay didn't come out and pass 3 times in a row and get that quick 3 and out. I knew that was going to happen. I knew it.
Well, what do you think about McVay's awesome play calling that caused us to have to kick 4 field goals in the second half?
Oh, you want to get going on that? It's because he gets to the red zone and just keeps passing. He doesn't like even the announcers call him out. That back line is like a 12th defender. It's a 12th defender. You got to mix the runs in there. You got to. Otherwise, they know it's a pass, and now you got 12 dudes defending. At least if they don't know if it's a pass or run, they have to. It could be 11 people defending because someone's watching the run. I don't know. Did that make any sense?
Yeah.
At least they didn't draw the fade anymore after Sonny Jurgensen totally cut on them for it.
Like 3 times in a row or 4 times in a row.
Mm-hmm. I mean, how many? Can you look? I don't know how to pull this stat up, but is there a way to tell how many times we ran it in the red zone in that game? Because we were in the red zone quite a bit. Quite a bit.
I'm going to say no.
I don't think there's a good way to do that easily.
There's companies that get paid a lot of money to provide those stats real time.
Those companies are not providing stats to us.
Yeah, we don't pay enough. But anyway, I would be interested to look at that stat. Is there anyone in the chat room, Josh? Because Rabbit Rad would know that stuff.
We can say hello. We got Michael Graff and we got Rabbit Rads in there.
And dudes, we need to talk about a couple of guys from was it Simon Kinsey and who was it? Chris J in the UK were both at that game, the Redskins game.
Yeah, representing Harry Hogg.
Tie.
The
And they're putting
tie.
out lots of stuff, tweeting and things like that. It was good to hear from those guys. And sorry, nobody was able to get to the game. Obviously, you guys know why with me. But next year,
We don't know what
Next
Josh's
year.
excuse was.
next year, this
The good
next-
thing is here with the
next week will
stats, we're talking about being fed stats.
Hold on, dude. I want to
That's
comment
not
on this
fucking-
Chris J thing real quick before we move forward. I want to say those dudes probably have not been to as many Redskins games as we have, being in the UK. But I have to say, I've never been to a tie.
I have to say I've never been to a tie.
I've never been to a tie. No.
I thought it was so ironic. I was like, we're in a soccer stadium and we got a tie.
Yeah, you
It's
were cracking
appropriate
up
for
about that. I know.
It's appropriate for that, except for they don't call
You
it a tie,
weren't.
it's a draw.
I wasn't cracking up. I was mad.
I was cracking up, and Aaron was like not happy.
I hated it. Why can't
I
we just
love
keep
ties.
playing until someone wins, like in baseball? Or
Because there's a time limit.
you
And
know
when
why
you get
there's
to
a
the end of the
time limit?
time
Do you know
if you
why
get
there's
to
a
the end
time
of-
limit?
Because you don't want to run a game until like I don't know 3 days long, like in
Think again,
cricket.
dude. It's because
I love ties.
they have another game right afterwards, and they have to keep their ratings up.
We ran over the 1 o'clock hour on that, and we still got a tie.
Yeah, and what did they do? They stole the feed from Josh when it ran
yeah,
over.
really.
Dude, that was awful.
That
How are you
sucks.
going to steal the feed during a tie in overtime?
And who's that? The James Brown guy or whatever was like, I'm sorry, don't tweet at me or don't tweet at us. It's NFL rules. And I'm like, how stupid is this rule that the NFL makes this huge deal about putting the NFL in London, in another country, and they go into overtime, and it's an exciting game back and forth. And like in the last couple minutes of OT, they're like, I'm sorry, we have to cut away. Because why? Because we had to watch the crappy Carolina Panthers, who some people say are going to be making a comeback this season. We'll see about that. But
They were making a comeback yesterday until they didn't.
I will say I saw that one highlight of Cam Newton that like powered his way in from the
that
5-yard
touchdown
line.
where he just like stopped and just said,
No, I do not like Cam Newton, but that was pretty amazing.
I thought you loved him.
touch-
I thought you loved that movie does where he's like,
The coughing pot smoke in your corner of your elbow. Yeah.
speaking of pot smoking, have we
You know
gotten
all the
a
people that just celebrate that are like athletes and children now.
yeah? Have we gotten a definitive reason or picture of what happened with Trent Williams? Because the last I heard, he just missed a drug test because he was in Africa. You know, he didn't fail it, Josh. He just missed it.
I didn't say he failed it.
Yeah, but-
Apparently from the Washington Post, he was cleared from his original stuff in 2011. So he was on a whole new 1, 2, 3, 4 thing. A guy from the NFLPA who always screws up for us. One guy said he didn't know if he was going to get a 4-game paycheck deletion or a 4-game suspension. So he said, well, put them all together because it's the same thing or something like that. And so they just did the 4-game suspension when it was supposed to be a 4-game deletion of paychecks.
So wait, do we have to pay him for sitting out these 4 games?
What did I just say?
He put them together. He missed the. He got a deletion of his paychecks and the 4-game.
Yeah.
You're just too busy playing with your like Ghostbuster green gummy twin snake. All right, dudes. What are the people in the peanut gallery over there saying?
I
Anything?
just broke these. These are Packer colors. Remember that next week.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Not to bring up my health, but my transplant nurse, who I'm going to see Wednesday morning, is a Redskins fan and a Packers fan. So my first question to her Wednesday when I get in is going to be, who are you rooting for on Sunday?
Whoever wins is what she's gonna say.
Yeah, it probably is what she's going to say.
And it
Whoever
might
wins.
it's gonna be the Redskins, dude. I'm calling it. Wait,
We'll
are we
see.
playing in Washington?
We're playing Sunday night.
In Washington.
Remember, it's 3.5 days to get to Dallas?
Yeah, I talked about that on the last podcast, I
Wait,
think.
we play Sunday night and we play on Thursday?
Yeah,
We
dude.
play Thursday day
Didn't you listen to the last
after
podcast?
Sunday night.
It's all
Yeah, dude.
it's all
It's so
of
strange,
dude, the NFL is doing this on purpose to give the
Give
Dallas
advantage.
Cowboys any advantage they can have to win on Thanksgiving because they think they're America's team. And they already
the
got
way,
embarrassed by us 4 years ago when we whooped them on Thanksgiving.
Have you listened to that
RG3.
song by Macklemore, American? Have you listened to it?
No.
No. I've
gotta
listened to
listen
it
to it.
exactly 0 times. You know why?
Why?
Because it's Macklemore.
Dude. He jokes the Cowboys the whole song. You gotta listen to it.
That's because he's a Seattle guy.
He doesn't mention Seattle. He mentions the Redskins.
All right, another
And he jokes the Cowboys.
speaking about the Cowboys,
I may listen to
It's-
that one song.
I'll listen
It's
to
a
it
total
once.
parody. When you listen to it, you're gonna crack up. That's all I gotta say.
All right, well
Sure.
all right, dudes, but we can't play it on the podcast. You want to know why? Because YouTube like
explicit.
blurts us out or like has some algorithm that
It would be explicit.
oh, okay.
Ah,
Well, also they have some algorithm that like finds you and gives you copyright infringement things.
Oh yeah.
oh,
What if I sing it?
You could sing it. That would work.
Rabbit Rads is starting to feed us some stats. That's what I was gonna say earlier. Is that if we run out of stats,
I want the stat. If Rabbit Rads can give me the stat of how many pass plays we ran to running plays within the red zone during that game, then she will be the official
She's-
statistician of Harry Hug football.
she's totally scrambling right now to look that up. But basically, she's letting us know that interesting stat she has is that everyone except for Ryan Grant and Maurice Harris have 20-plus catches.
Maurice Harris had a damn good game.
He had an awesome catch right on the sideline.
He had, a couple of first downs on third down plays. He was fantastic.
I'm glad that
Yep.
someone brought Maurice Harris up because I was like, whoa, Maurice Harris actually held on to that?
We call him Mo Harris,
Mo,
or just Moha for short.
Moha.
Who was the other person you just mentioned?
Ryan Grant.
Dude,
Right.
Ryan Grant, man. He's
Dude,
dropped
Rick
so many
Grant-
balls.
Ryan Grant needs to be cut.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I got to give you here.
Play it.
Thank you.
Yeah, he does need to be cut. We're stocked at wide receiver, and he drops as many passes as he catches. You know who doesn't
think
need to be
Maurice-
cut? Who is turning into, like we always say, the quiet clutch guy, number 88.
Oh, yeah.
He had a few
Pierre
clutch
Garçon.
He had a lot of catches in this game. What did he have? Like 8? I don't even remember, but he caught a lot of them.
He did
I
have a
don't
lot.
know.
good.
I can tell you in just a moment because I don't have that screen up in front of me. I'll pull it up.
You know who's going to be gone at the end of the season? Wide receiver
Who?
wise, the first one to go.
Who?
D Jackson. Deshaun.
Deshaun?
He's going to be gone.
Deshaun?
I don't know.
I
I don't know. How many times did we throw deep in this game?
He's going
Deshaun.
He's going back to the
Jackson.
Eagles.
You think so?
Yeah, we got well, it
Jameson
depends if
Crow- I
we
think
ever see what that
Jameson Crowder
Doxson
will
guy can
take
do.
over for Deshaun Jackson.
He doesn't really
I
go
think
deep.
Jameson
though.
Crowder can be a downfield threat.
We went deep to VD.
Dude, that was
We took
venereal
VD deep.
disease. That was venereal disease.
Vernon aerial disease.
Venereal disease.
Vernon aerial disease.
The
Caught.
Vikings suffered from venereal disease.
Josh told me that, and then I totally stole what he said and tweeted it, and then he tweeted it right after.
Dude, you did not tweet it before me.
Yeah, I did.
See, Aaron can't come up with anything original.
I didn't say it was me. I just tweeted as Harry Hogg. But
Say it was me.
I didn't take credit
Hey,
personally.
don't steal my venereal disease joke. That's like one of the better jokes I've had in probably a year.
It was. Someone retweeted it. I think it was Chris J.
Did they retweet it from you or from Josh?
From me. Josh was late to the party.
I don't know. Pepper Spray just chimed in and said, "Hey guys, good to see you at Full Pool."
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, dude.
What's up?
It's good to see you, too.
What's up?
Yeah, man.
Or hear from you.
Also, Michael Graff says we call Mo Harris the Spaniard.
Okay. The Spaniard.
Interesting.
One more bit of
He does kind of look like a Spaniard.
We're talking
Sounds
about
good.
receivers and being stocked there. Rabbit Rads is letting us know that Crowder currently leads the league in average on punt returns.
Really? That's
Oh
amazing.
yeah. They said that during the game. I remember that.
Because he fair caught almost all of them in this game, didn't he? Like 3 or 4.
He did. I'm looking at what he. Let's see. Punt returns.
Crowder had a huge game. He had that touchdown.
He had 2 of them for a whopping 6 yards.
He had that huge touchdown where he totally made it in. That
Oh
ball.
yeah, he did.
And dude, let's talk about Chris Thompson.
Chris Thompson had a good. We had a lot of guys with good games. We were
Nah.
talking about Spaniard. We
Chris
were talking
Thompson
about
fumbled
Rob
and gave them
Kelly.
the ball at the
We
freaking
targeted a
30-yard
bunch
line.
of guys.
Oh, you were talking. I was thinking about Chris Thompson when he got knocked out for a bit. Or got hurt for a little bit, but came back in, and
And then fumbled.
yeah, I forgot about him fumbling.
How can you, dude? That was huge.
That was a big
Huge.
problem. He ran 25 yards on the day. Even don't forget, Crowder had that little end around
For like
trick
6.
play that he ran 7 yards on.
Kirk Cousins ran one time for -1 yards. That's one thing about Kirk Cousins. He needs to run the ball.
Wait, isn't that the
You need-
sack? Don't they count the sack as a run? Or
Well,
no?
someone needs to tell him to run
Maybe.
the other direction.
That someone needs to tell him to just run forward,
Oh,
like
Yeah,
3 times a game,
When you
2 or 3
run,
times a
don't
game.
run the-
Just go.
don't run backwards.
dude, you know who I have to take my hat off to, but not really because I got a headset on?
Pierre
Ty
Gasol.
Nitschke, dude. He had a great
Ty-
game.
Have you guys? I have a hard time thinking of a larger football player than Ty Nitschke. That dude is a
House.
freaking
Need you-
mountain. And that's coming from like other football players. They're like, he's the biggest guy I've ever seen.
Is he bigger than Pot Roast?
Yeah,
I think he's 6'8", 320 or 330.
he's huge. He's a mountain.
That's small, dude.
He is a mountain, dude. And I will have to say for him, I don't remember any holding penalties, and I don't remember any false starts on him. And I also want to say penalties in general, last week to this week. I mean, Rabbit Rad can tell us how many penalties we had, but I think it was like 2 or 3, and I don't remember any on the defense except one illegal hands to the face, maybe?
They were letting a lot more go in this game compared to the last game against the Bengals, which was absolutely ridiculous. But not the only game where they've been like ticky-tack. This game was not ticky-tack.
Oh, no. There were not many
They were
penalties called.
They were letting stuff go.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I gotta say this. I did not miss Trent Williams.
I did. Oh, you mean because of how well Nitschke was playing?
Yeah,
Or Nyseki? We know we're
And but
saying it
then-
wrong.
but
We don't care,
then-
dudes.
Our guy Morgan Moses ended up getting hurt for a little bit, and I was like, who the hell do we have to put in for him?
It was-
Moses-
it was
Moses
Vernon
kinda got
Painter, wasn't it?
manhandled, dude.
Vinton
Yeah.
He
Painter.
got manhandled a bit.
He was injured.
He
had-
always does.
his
He's
ankle was hurt.
he's dealing with that leg injury.
But still, he did pretty well. I mean, the whole O-line, they gave up 1 sack, and they opened up over 100 yards rushing for our running backs.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty good. Kirk Cousins had two touchdowns and threw for, I'm just going to make this up,
262
268.
yards. I just
260.
remember it.
Okay.
Here you go, dudes. Rabbit Rads gives us this bit of info. Here it is. This just in.
Da-da-da-da-da.
According to the Pro Football Reference, maybe we should start using that box score. We've had 30 attempts rushing with 20 yards within the 20-yard line, I guess is what she means.
13.
54 attempts passing and 24 completed catches.
So over almost 2-to-1 passes to runs inside the 20.
In the red zone, yeah. And 3 TDs from rushing in the
We
red
saw
zone.
what that did to the Seahawks
3
in the Super Bowl, didn't we, at the end of the game?
Yeah. So basically, my question now is, did Rabbit Rads actually find that stat somewhere, or did she go back and look at every play inside the red zone and add them up?
She's got the super version of the
Yeah,
like going through play by play by play by play by play.
but that still
Halftime.
proves my point. That proves my point, dude. We need to get that more balanced if people are going to respect our run inside the 20s there. That looks really
Agreed.
cool on the screen, dude.
Josh, is that a Fresnel? Lens?
It's a Fresnel.
Fresnel?
Dude, I still have this huge lens back from our lighting days. The one that it's like this giant, and I remember there would be some dudes out there smoking, or they'd be like, "You guys got a light?" And we'd be like, "Sure do." And we'd go get this giant lens and bring it out into the sun and hold their cigarette under it and like light that thing on fire. Those were the
Or
days.
put your face behind it to like to mess with their mind.
Put your face behind it and like your eye would be about this big. It was fun.
Be like, "What's up?"
It's a fun toy. It's not a very compact lighter though, so it's not something you would want.
Let me just dig this Fresnel out.
You got a lighter? Here. Anyway, all right, dudes. Do we want to take a quick break and come back and give our game balls and kicks, or do we want to just chat
We can do
aimlessly
that.
a little more?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
All right, the break is literally going to be 5 seconds. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Yes.
10 seconds.
Ready?
You're listening to Harry Hog Football.
Please hang up and try again.
All right, we're back. Hold on, here's the back music.
Where did we go?
Okay. We're back. We didn't go anywhere. Why do we even do our commercial breaks? We used to actually have commercials. Remember?
And we used to have commercials, and we would take a break and actually go, so
I
we
go
can
pee.
let our listeners use the toilet.
Yeah, I don't know why. They could just pause it.
Go to the loo.
Now they can't just pause it, dude. The people on YouTube, because they're actually watching live. It's weird.
Well, that's true.
True.
Anyway,
All right.
all right. Let me get the music for this. We won the game, so that means kicking the balls is first. It's time for this week's Kicking the Balls Award. This week's Kicking the Balls Award is brought to you by Haribo. Haribo Twin Snakes.
Not that you can see the bag.
I wonder how you really pronounce Haribo. Haribo.
Haribo. Probably Haribo.
All right, John,
Haribo.
you're the
Haribo.
first. You're the first contestant on. Who would you like to kick in the balls?
Who do I want to kick in the balls? Who do I want to kick in the balls? Is the question. This was a very positive game for us. However, I think it's pretty obvious who I want to kick in the balls. Kendall Fuller.
Oh my! How did we not even talk about? How did we not even talk about him?
Kendall Fuller.
He had a horrible, especially first half. I think he had one good play later in the game. I remember, like he came up and hit someone in the backfield or something.
All right. Kendall Fuller was on
Played
Stephon
so
Diggs
far.
until they finally pulled him out of the game, thankfully. And 24 went over to cover, and then he gave a touchdown to somebody. But anyway, Stephon Diggs had 13 receptions for 164 yards.
Bring him because he wasn't even usually on the screen.
Dude,
Ugh.
I know he would like come flying in out of nowhere and like way too late. But why was Kendall Fuller covering him? Why was he covering Diggs? Why didn't we just keep Norman on Diggs?
It was the scheme.
No, this happens every game now. It's like and they're like, yeah, we have confidence in all of our guys.
I don't
That's
know
a
why
bunch
we got
of
confidence
BS.
in Kendall Fuller.
That's a bunch of BS. Josh Norman is supposed to be our best defensive player, at least at that position. Why don't we let him play up against their best receiver?
They were
Why don't
lining
we
him up in the
just line
slot.
him up?
They were lining him up in the slot most
We
of
gotta
the time.
figure that stuff out, man. We can't just let that keep happening. This aggression will not stand.
Dude, I'm
Man.
with
They
you.
do the
Hey,
same thing up in Seattle with what's his face, the guy that's on TV all the time, bitching
Dude.
about stuff.
dudes, I just realized something. If we're gonna keep doing these YouTube podcasts, when we get to the Kicking the Balls Award, I'm gonna make this little video that plays over top of us, and it's gonna be a montage of us from when we were at that Redskins Beach Blitz like 10 years ago, when we were all trying to kick field goals. And I'm just gonna play that.
John,
I
just
still have
remember
the
John
video
getting
footage.
cracked me up.
Oh, that was perfect.
Didn't
That
you
was
make one,
fantastic.
John?
No, I was terrible.
No, his was like wide right and on the ground.
Yeah.
We were like
Which
doing
is
these
perfect,
straight on
because that's
kicks.
exactly
it was
what I was
hilarious.
going for.
It was a hopper.
We were
It was,
doing
it was a hopper.
it was pretty funny. It was hilarious. Anyway,
Forget what I said at the beginning of that whole thing. I was like, I think I said I'm pumped.
all right. Well, I'm going to give my kick in the balls award to Chris Thompson for that fumble at a key moment in the game.
Yeah, I remember it now. I could totally I totally forgot about it.
Yeah.
You right?
Hmm.
What about you, Josh?
It's me. Man, I don't know who to give. Man, I'm going to give my kick in the ball to Trent Williams for whatever reason that he's out of this freaking game and for 4 more games.
3.
For 4 games total.
I
Dude gets paid a lot of money to be here, and he's like the anchor of our line, and he doesn't need to be doing that crap. Grow up. Grow up, Trent Williams.
Dudes, I understand your frustration with this, but I'm just going to throw this out there, this conspiracy theory. You know how the league's already trying to get Dallas to win this game on Thanksgiving. They're already making us play at 8:30 to come back to travel all the way to Dallas to play on Thanksgiving. And they're like, how else can we give them a better chance to win? Oh, you know what? Trent Williams told us he's going to be in Africa next week. Let's call him and say he's got to show up for a drug test while he's in Africa. So he could be suspended for 4 games, and then the Redskins will be without their all-pro tackle to play the Cowboys on little sleep, on little rest. They can't lose like 4 years ago.
Yeah, pretty much.
Conspiracy.
I think there's some interesting parts of that there going on with the NFL office. Troy Vincent, traitor.
He was an Eagle before he was on the Redskins.
That's true. He did get that fumble, though.
Mm-hmm.
No, he blocked the kick.
right,
We'll
so-
never
Kicked it
forget
around the
that.
world.
We're never going to forget that. That was awesome.
Rabbit Rad said Harry Hawk football brought to you by a side of corn dogs, which you can get, by the way, at the cookout. You can get a side of corn dog.
Side of corn dog.
Is it like the corn dog nuggets? Is that what kind of?
No,
what it is?
dude, it's full on corn dog. You can get a corn dog as a side.
Remember when we were at that game and that guy spilled mustard on his shirt and the girl came up with the corn dog and just like
Dipped it in it,
dipped it in there,
and the nachos. He had like nacho cheese all down his.
took a bite. And she
Nacho.
like
Where's that nacho music? We used to play it throughout the whole thing.
dipped the
And then finally we
nacho
would
in
get
his
these-
shirt like this.
These people commenting saying it was annoying.
People always comment. Oh my goodness.
All right, hold on.
Whoa,
So
whoa,
kicking
whoa.
the ball from Rabbit Rads goes to Fuller for being unable to stop Diggs. So there's an agreement there. Pepper
don't
Spray
forget-
says kicking the balls
Yeah.
goes to Thompson. There you go. There's another in agreement.
Okay.
And don't forget, Fuller wets the bed.
Michael
Fuller, he
Graff's
wets the bed.
kicking the ball goes to Barf and McVay for not punching it in at the end of the game and making it a 2-score game. No reason we should have been sweating at the end of the game. Sweating the end of the game.
Oh yeah, I agree on that. But I was most upset with Barf and McVay when we went up 14-0 and the McVay came out and threw 3 times in a row for that 3 and out. That's where I was the most upset with him.
Michael Graff also says kicking the balls goes to Pepper Spray for reminding me of Zorn.
Oh, by the way, have you guys seen that show called Son of Zorn?
Yes.
Yes.
And it cracks me up.
All
Sam
right.
and I watch it together.
Son of Zorn.
It's pretty
Sam
hilarious.
thinks it's hilarious.
And that bald spot he has on the back, it's pretty funny. All right. All right.
You
So,
guys had this exact same side of corn dogs conversation years ago. That's what we're being told.
I'm sure we did.
all right.
No,
now,
like actual corn dogs.
ever elusive Game Ball Award.
Oh, true.
What are you
true.
cracking up about,
this,
Josh?
This is where we are after 11 years of podcasts. We have to just, revisit things that we've totally forgotten that we've already said.
Plus, in 2 days, I'm going to be 40, so I'm really getting forgetful. So,
Dude, you already had that conversation like 12 minutes ago.
see, I forgot.
True.
All right. So here's the deal. My Game Ball Award, I'm taking this one first, no one steals it, is going
Nope.
to none other than number
Nope.
94, Preston Smith.
Oh, dude, that was mine.
Do I need to tell why? interception, 2 sacks, including the one that sealed the deal.
Boy, that interception was sweet too.
That interception was awesome. He just
He
did
just
this.
saw it up in the air and was like, "Oh boy, he's gonna catch it," and you knew he was gonna catch it.
Yeah. And then negative me thought he was going to fumble at the end. That was awesome, dude. And then to end the game, I still don't understand why they declined the penalty at the end. Can you guys tell me
They
why?
did to make it 4th down, so it would be the last play of the game, no matter what.
But-
Otherwise, they would have had 2 plays to finish the game.
Yeah.
So it was
Maybe.
because there was 11 seconds left. So they
Okay.
were going to be like, okay, we have one where we can like pass it out to the sidelines.
They could
and
have
then we have-
passed it out on 3rd down to the sidelines.
They could have because there was 11 seconds left, so there was enough time for 2 plays.
Yeah, that's
But by declining the penalty, it became 4th down, so it was only 1 play.
no, because they could have still got the first down to the sideline.
Yeah,
mean,
but they wouldn't have gotten up there in 11 seconds.
But if they got to the sideline, the clock would have stopped. Right?
It was like 4th and 26 or something like that.
It was
something
4th and
ridiculous.
17. It would have been
17.
third and 27 with
I
11
understood
seconds.
it. I understood the reasoning behind it.
And
I
then-
could care less one way or the other.
Okay,
because
and
it was
then
fun.
Josh and I were asking why they didn't have a 10-second runoff because that dude was injured, but you pointed out it was because they called a penalty, and even though it was declined, the clock had stopped. Because I was
Yeah.
like, why wouldn't the clock just start running when we decline it? But it never does. So,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
so that explained that. Anyway,
I'll give my game ball then.
Go for it.
Mine would normally go to my dog number 56, LeVar Arrington. Oh wait, that was a long time ago.
Mr. Nichols.
Mr. Nichols when he went to the Giants.
That's right. He wasn't Mr. Nichols until he went up there. Yeah, let's not get started on that. So my game ball is going to go to old reliable, old man Garcon. Pierre Garcon, 6 receptions, 81 yards. He's just a reliable guy. I thought he had a good game. Thought he played well.
He always has
He's-
the clutch catches, and the announcer even said it this time.
Art Monk. He's the new Art Monk. Ever since Art Monk left, we've never had an Art Monk again until now.
Art Monk was who you wanted to throw to on 3rd down.
Yeah.
Because he
Dude.
wasn't going to drop it.
I gotta say though, I gotta
Yeah.
touch on this though. Jamison Crowder is becoming one of my favorite guys to watch.
He's starting to remind me a little bit more of Gary Clark, that like smaller, speedier guy.
And he had a really smart play towards the end of the game where he stayed in bounds on a catch.
He did that. Yeah, he did that, and then Garcon did one as well.
hmm
Yeah.
Or I think he did his first. I can't remember who was first or second.
Yeah, that's in contrast to remember that game we saw with the Cowboys when Des Bryant was telling that dude to like
Get out of bounds.
get out of
and
bounds, and he
fell.
just ignored him and stayed in bounds.
I watched him play at Duke. It was awesome.
All right. My game ball for this game goes to none other than Dustin Hopkins. He's back. 4 field goals attempted, 4 field goals made, long of 50. Get
Yeah,
all his extra points. Didn't come close on any of them, or come close to missing on any of them.
yeah. The other dude missed one. Extra point.
Sour.
I'm sweet. I'm sour.
What does the bear say on the front?
It was
He's
the
saying
West.
something else about it.
He's just giving a thumbs up.
Dude, we're gonna get flagged on YouTube for having product placement for this.
Maybe.
I don't
By the
care.
way, this 418 is sponsored by Haribo.
Haribo
Right.
Haribo.
Twin Snakes.
Hey, kids and grown-ups love it so.
I know twin snakes. What?
There's a little jingle for this, it goes, kids and grown-ups love it so. What's this? The happy world of Haribo.
Dude, is that really the jingle?
No, but I made it
That's
up.
pretty good. Josh is always good at writing jingles.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the slogan, but I just put it to the jingle,
All
The
right.
jingle is a lot more longer and drawn out for the snakes.
Yeah, all right. Before we round this thing out, what else do you guys want to discuss here? Or does anyone in the peanut gallery have anything they want us to discuss?
Let's see. Haribo for the win. David Hill says. Oh, game ball for Vernon Davis. Jump shooting an imaginary ball and not getting us a foul.
Yeah. Good job.
Oh, I didn't even see that. Did he do that this time?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Vernon Davis deserves some credit for this game. Old Skeletor.
Vernon Davis does deserve credit. And Jordan Reed had a good game too. He wasn't used as often as he had been in the past, but
They kept covering him, and that's why the wide receivers were so open.
yeah, I mean, he had
He
a
caught
good.
a few passes early, and then they started covering, like double covering him, and they were like, "All right, we've got, other X, Y, and Z weapon."
Yeah, I mean, we've got plenty of weapons. If you're going to double him, we've got plenty of other dudes that can step up. I just wish one of thing. Have we
He
heard
cannot
anything?
come back until week 15.
Oh, is
What?
it that late?
You
He's
better
on
be
IR.
rested. Yeah.
I know, but I thought it was like a 7-week thing. No?
That's what they
Apparently
said
it's
in the post weeks ago.
Oh, then why didn't they just put him on the full IR and be done with it?
Game ball
In case
to
we get an
Kirk
injury, that's
Cousins.
why, to our wide receivers.
I'm reading a couple of our some comments here. Game ball to Kirk Cousins for not allowing a pick against one of the D's best defenses in the league. That's
That
from
is
David
true.
Hill.
That's true. He almost did, though.
Yeah, he had that one
Close.
crazy one at the goal line, but I don't know, he was like rushed or something on that. That was very strange.
And
That
John also, I remember pointing out that you, sorry, I can't talk, but you wanted to give a mini game ball because of Kirk Cousins showing leadership when he thought his dude was interfered with, and he ran up there.
He did. He ran up there and he was holding the side of his helmet like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you didn't call a pass interference." And
I
it wasn't
know, dude,
pass
that was
interference at
awesome. I
all.
was like, yeah, go tell him.
Yeah, I love the fact they did it. And then they re-showed it, and I was like, that wasn't pass interference.
Rookie game ball to Maurice Harris for being clutch. He was huge on third down.
He had a
Yeah,
good game.
job for him.
Vernon Davis gets some credit. Josh is nerdy enough to know that damn jingle. Okay.
That's it. That's all. Okay. All right. So, well, let's
Oh, we
run.
need an
What
injury
do you mean
report.
just that- oh,
Injury-
you're going to ask for more?
Yeah. Let's talk about the injury report.
Morgan Moses is day to day.
Do you want me to play the music for the injury report, or will we get flagged by YouTube?
I don't know. I don't know if they'll be able to recognize that.
Haven't got time for the pain. I haven't got room for the pain. I haven't got need for the pain. Not since I've known you. They can't flag it if it's someone singing over top of it.
Oh no, I haven't checked this, or I haven't found that we've been flagged yet.
I haven't either.
So
Anyway, okay, dudes. Let's see here. Injury report. We've got. Go for it, Josh. That's your department.
Dude, I am not standing by with the injury report.
That's
I
your
thought one of you guys had
department. That is your department.
I thought that one of you guys had it. Is the quote?
Maybe Rabbit Rads has it. We're so organized here.
Rabbit Rads is always
Here we
bailing
go.
us
Rabbit
out.
Rads is feeding it to us right now. Morgan Moses is day to day. Deshaun Jackson may return for Green Bay. May return in quotes.
I didn't even know Deshaun Jackson was out until like halfway through the
Is-
first quarter. I was like, "Where's Deshaun Jackson?" All right, go ahead.
Yeah.
He's out. Gruden has stated that Matt Jones still have a role on the team.
Yeah, to keep the bench warm.
Yeah, to keep the bench warm for people.
He may
Yeah.
put him in over Kelly.
No, not after
No,
that
he's not.
performance. He's lying.
Yeah, he's just straight up lying.
He's
See,
not
and that's
putting
one of the
it.
funny things about Barf, because you know when he's lying.
He's totally lying.
He starts talking about something, you're just like, I mean, it's like Sarah Stevens in high school. She's just like, I think you're lying.
Yeah. The only way he's
Just
going to
straight
put
up,
him
I think
in
you're
over Robert Kelly is if Robert Kelly gets injured.
Yeah.
He wasn't even active, dude. They didn't even have him
because
active.
his shoulder was hurt.
He has frozen shoulder.
That's
Josh
why he couldn't
Johnson
hold the
may
ball.
have a chance to return in 2 or more weeks, says Rabbit Rats.
See, that's what I thought. John
I still think
disagrees.
he was supposed to be out until 15. Like he's on the 10-day or 10-week pup.
All right. Well,
Hey, I have something to bring up because I think this is a play that we should steal, and probably every team is trying to do this. But did you guys see the Dallas Steelers game?
no,
of it.
I wasn't watching it. I was not.
Dude,
I just saw
One,
that
I'm
there was.
very disappointed in the Steelers, but the last 2 minutes of that game were just crazy.
What happened?
And it
Because there
looked
was 23 seconds left. I saw on the little ticker, and that the Steelers were winning, and then all of a sudden I texted John and said, "Did the Cowboys lose?" And he goes, "No."
Dude, it was crazy.
No, they
But
didn't.
but what I got to say is there was a play there that was so amazing, and all of the Cowboys looked like they were dumbfounded. Basically, Ben
They are
Roethlisberger
dumb.
is driving the team down. He's trying to score in this last 2-minute hurry up offense, and he gets down there and he realizes he's got to spike the ball. But then he gets everybody lined up. He's like, "Get down, get down. I'm going to spike the ball. I'm going to spike the ball." And I guess he just told his one receiver, "I'm going to fake it, and you should just run there." And the one guy just went to the end zone.
Maybe
The
he's just like,
defender on the end on that receiver, the throw was really good because the defender on that receiver was like the only person who played
The
along
only
with it.
guy.
Yeah.
He was like, "Wait a minute, my guy's running," and he just took off with him. But
well,
I
then
mean,
he did
the
what he
rest
was
of-
supposed to.
The
Then
rest of both teams were just standing there.
Well, it's because when we did it, he faked like he did the snap, or not we, but when the Steelers did it, he faked like he was doing the snap, and his offensive line just stood there. They didn't try to block or anything, and so all the
No, they
defensive
just
guys
stood
were
there.
just
They
like.
stood up like.
And so the defensive line guys did the same thing. They were like, "Oh, okay, he spiked the ball."
and
that's
then he's
why.
just like, boop. It was
still
awesome.
lost.
John says
And
we
they still
because anyone that's playing the Cowboys is we.
That's exactly.
31 teams agree. That's true.
Anyway, enough
Exactly.
talking about them. I was hoping Dallas would lose, of course, and
Yeah.
they
Of
didn't.
course,
But
we're
dude, do you
equals
guys
one.
realize the Giants are playing like right now, right? So we need them to
Yeah.
lose. But do you realize that as of right now, if the playoffs started today, I think every single team in the NFC East except for the Eagles would be in the playoffs.
Are you sure it's the Eagles and not the Giants?
Except the Giants would be in. The Giants, us, the Cowboys would be in, and the Eagles would
Because
be
we
in
have
last.
the tiebreaker on them. Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, the Giants and the Eagles are a half game back on us too,
And Aaron, you know why we have the tiebreaker on them?
because we got a tie,
Because we have a tie.
and we beat
A
them
draw.
head to head.
The draw.
But imagine that, dude. All these years in the recent past, where they're like, everyone's laughing at the NFC East, and now, I mean, the Vikings were first
Yeah,
place in
yeah.
the North, and we beat them, and they have a worse record than us, and we're in third place in the NFC East. So
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of middle of the pack teams this year, is what I'm saying. Except for, I'm not even going to say it. Anyway, all right.
The pack.
I think that about rounds it out. What do you guys think?
Aye, aye.
beautiful
I
bean
think that's
footage.
it.
Yeah, where's Will
Thanks
in
to
Maryland?
everybody listening in the live stream on YouTube. Also, thanks for everybody chiming in. We appreciate that.
Thank you,
Apparently
Desmond
we've
C.
got
Lee,
some
too.
live health problems. Bad
Desmond
video
C?
setting. Not sure what's going on there.
Yeah. Hope Desmond C. Lee, too, on Twitter for Desmond
Yep.
C. Lee, our longtime Benevolent sponsor. Thanks again. And check us out, Harry Hog, on Twitter. Check out our website, harryhogfootballhub.com. 77 Harry Hog, if you want to call and leave a message.
Yep. And you know what? Let's go out and beat the pack, and hope the Giants lose tonight. And then, let's go out against the Cowboys on Thanksgiving and bring home another victory against those dudes.
We need to bring home that damn drumstick.
Yeah.
That's what we need. We need to bring home that damn drumstick. But first, we got the pack.
We sure do. So, all right, guys. We'll talk to you guys next week. Hail to the Redskins. And remember, if you see a Cowboys fan,
You know what to do.
joke 'em.
Joker!